Okay, you guys, so we're gonna do a quick little plant haul because I scored some amazing stuff at Lowe's. And when I say scored, I don't mean like it was free or anything. It cost me over 200 bucks. But I'm gonna show you what you could buy and do like your whole garden. If you can't start something from seed, maybe you don't have a greenhouse, maybe you're like just now like, hey, I think I want to do a garden, and it's like May, June, you can still do it. Let me show you what I got. Okay, so first off, in the back, I splurged and I got the 2 for $30 tomato plants that are already doing wonderful. I got several different varieties. It's amazing. These guys I got because we just got our in-ground garden ready last night. We have had a really weird, overly wet spring. So anyway, so I do have seedlings of my own. These are going to go in the garden as well as my seedlings. These are just going to give us a jump. See, we've got some on fruit. Every single one of these is flowering. A couple are varieties we've never grown before. So that'll be super cool. But then I also snagged up this citronella. I'm going to pot this up on our deck, see if it actually helps to deter insects, because they say it does, but I'm not sure if I'm a believer. I bought myself some regular basil because I do this every year. I love buying herbs from the big box store because they take so long to get this size. I don't know if I need to start them in January or what I need to be doing different. Anyways, I always get these and I love them. So I got some basils, and just so you know, this is a mix of what's going to go in our in-ground garden and our raised beds in the cottage garden. And then I've got some lavender here, which I have never been able to start this from seed. Always struggle. We've got purple basil, as well as somewhere we have a Thai basil. Here she is. Literally because they smell so good. Like, I love growing these. They're beautiful. They flower beautiful. They smell wonderful. Got some sage here. This one is catnip. I've never grown this before, but I wonder if my cat will love it. Got some dill. I buy this every year. Really hard to start from seed. And then we've got a Santa Fe Grande pepper. A Big Bertha bell pepper. Never grown that variety before. I think I got 2 of those. Jalapeno. What is this? This is another Big Bertha pepper. I got chocolate mint here. I have grown chocolate mint before, but it's been years. And it smells so freaking good. It is a mint. I am going to grow it in a container. Still super stoked just to have it around. I got this Gypsy Mini Bell. I grew this last year. And we really liked it. So it's cool. Also got this pepper plant here, loaded up with peppers. How cool is that? This one is a Mimi red pepper. I totally at the store read that as mini. So I don't know. I guess that's like jalapeno size, it looks like. But anyways, look how happy that guy is. Cool. I got 2 other peppers here that are a decent size, because again, I did start a ton from seed, but they're just behind. This is red bell sweet peppers, and this is red bell sweet as well. So that's primarily, we grow bell peppers and jalapenos because that's what we will freeze. We'll dice and freeze and fresh eat. So anyways, that's my haul for everything that I got. A lot of these herbs are going to go in the kitchen garden here when I get these blocks done. But I did specifically buy a couple of the basils to plant out in the in-ground bed amongst the tomatoes to see if that helps with pests, because it should with companion planting. But I've done that before over here and I feel like it works well. But we usually take a more simplified approach out in the in-ground garden. And this year I'm just going to put, you know, like 1 on each row of tomatoes, and we'll just see. And if not, we will have a lot to harvest from. And I love my dried herbs. Every single one of these herbs that I just bought, you guys, you can harvest, dry them, save them, and you can use them in cooking, fresh or dried. You can save them in jars. A lot of these culinary herbs are also have medicinal properties. So definitely something to research and check out for yourself. Sage, of course, amazing. Part of the reason why I wanted to get a little more herbs than I normally do, which I really have only got like a few more, like catnip and the Thai basil, chocolate mint, haven't grown in a while. One of the reasons why I wanted to get more than I usually do is because we recently visited this place called Pioneer Village in Searcy, Arkansas. I have mentioned in a couple other videos. It's like a homestead frozen in time. It's like what a homestead would look like, or a little village would look like in like the early 1900s or even the 1800s. It's got old cabins. Everything is way, you know, period specific. And I fell in love with their garden examples that they had. Their landscaping was done by the U of A Master Gardener program. And they had this raised bed behind one of the houses. It was huge, like 20 feet long by 6 feet across. So 20 by 6 probably. Raised bed with all perennial medicinal herbs. Oh my God, you guys, it was so beautiful. I'm getting bit by mosquitoes. It was so beautiful. There's so many wonderful things. I love seeing like big, huge, lush perennial herbs, because if you grow a perennial herb, the second year they get to be so big. Like, you guys, I have stevia that comes back in my raised beds year after year because I put it in there 3 years ago. And so I thought, I really want to do that. All my big raised beds I use them for annuals. I'm flipping things out constantly. And so this really made me want to create a new space in my cottage garden that is only perennial herbs. And I'm so excited to do that and bring you guys along. And so I didn't think this video would be this long, but you know, whatever. That's the plants I got. And I'm really excited to do stuff with these, because I have really felt behind in our gardening season this year, because we've had so much going on. The weather was really weird because we had so much rain, and so our in-ground garden was broken up. My husband had dissed it like a month ago, and we had gotten so much rain, you guys, that we couldn't even get a tractor out there. Like, it was just so wet because we have naturally clay soil, so it was really clumpy. And so finally, though, yesterday it was looking like it was maybe a chance. So my husband went out there and tilled it all up, and it looks wonderful. And just this morning, I was thinking about my garden plan. We change up our layout every single year, and something we tried last year we did not like. We grew our tomatoes in a different place. They struggled, they got sick, and they hardly produced. It was a terrible tomato year for us, but that just happens, you know, when you're gardening consistently year over year. You're gonna have good and bad years with certain crops. That's totally normal. And so we were bummed about it, but we were glad to have the ones we did have for fresh eating, but we didn't end up canning hardly any. So this year we're putting our tomatoes back where we normally put them. And then we're trying some different things. So we grew gourds on a trellis last year, just an upright trellis. And this year we're going to do the trellis as an arch. And that's going to be so fun and so pretty. We're going to have rows of zinnias, rows of sunflowers. I want to try and place my sunflowers strategically so that when they're tall and it is like the end of summer and the tomatoes are big and they're producing and they're happy, that the sunflowers will provide a little bit of shade for my tomatoes. Because this is something, sorry this video is like, you know, over a minute long and it's upright. I hope you enjoy it anyways. So my husband has gardened a specific way his whole life. Where's the garden? There it is. And that is just, this garden is full sun. You see that? There's no shade. It is full sun. We've got pasture over there. We've got woods back here, but it's so far back that those trees don't cast shade in that direction until just like, I don't know, 30 minutes before sunset. So it doesn't really help much. So when I had my in-ground garden on the other side of those trees over there, I did different structures and shades and tarps and specific placements to provide shade to certain plants, because I feel like in the research I've seen and with my experience with desert gardening in Arizona, that just plants appreciate that. I had 2 rows of peppers one year, and I covered one with shade cloth and the other I did not. And when we were getting into our hot temperatures in July and August, where we get to at 100, over 100 with 80-90% humidity, which is freaking hot, you guys. It's freaking hot. The row that was under the shade continued to flower and produce, while the one that was not, it was kind of like they were frozen in time. The plants didn't wilt, the plants didn't die, but they didn't flower and they didn't ripen any fruit, because they were just maintaining life was all they could do. So by giving plants some shade, we help them out. So I'm gonna do that with what was I gonna say? Oh, so we're gonna do that with the tomatoes. And then the peppers will be in the shade of the tomatoes. So, and then everything else is fine, because when we start things from seed way out there in this bright sunlight, they tend to do okay. But the problem with all the sun and the heat is the things we're transplanting out there. So even these big tomatoes here, they will wilt down. They will struggle because they have not lived their life in full sun like that yet so far, ever in their life, because you know, they were made in a greenhouse, and then they've just been sheltered. So the stuff that will be behind we'll have sunflowers, tomatoes, peppers. Behind that will be direct sowing squash and zucchini and stuff like that. So, and all the flowers and everything, of course, will be direct sown. So we'll be doing that soon. I'll be doing a video bringing you guys along. My husband and I will be working on that probably in the next day or two. So hopefully you'll see it in the next video. And yeah, just working on a lot of stuff here as we're getting close to actual summertime. And everybody's out of school and stuff. And it's just, you know, it's all I can think about is going to the lake or getting in the pool. Because I'm a water baby and I'm distracted. And I'm ready to grow things and get in the water. Grow things and get in the water. That's just my life. So anyways, hope you guys found this valuable. Sorry it is upright. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Mwah.